The Adapt Hook Pivot Security Kit provides two functions, security and pivoting. Let's look at security first because it is the simplest. In a situation where you want to put an extra heavy load on a stand, or when you want to install the Adapt hooks in a way which will set up an excessive load, what you do is you remove this retainer clip and you remove this post bracket, set them aside, and you replace them with 2 screws and 2 thumb nuts. You install the screws through the same holes that had previously had the post bracket in them, and then you install 2 thumb nuts. You only use finger pressure to install this. Never ever use tools for installing any items on SynthRISE stands. That would be a very bad thing and should never be done. Only use finger pressure when doing this. My thumb is holding that screw in place and my fingers are tightening the nut. Now this hook can withstand excessive loads such as a heavy synth or a very unusual hook orientation which could cause heavy loads. Let's remove that and now look at what happens with pivoting. For pivoting, you would keep this one screw installed down at the bottom. You would tilt the hook to whatever angle you want. I just chose a random angle there. And then you want to install this post bracket in the nearest adjacent hole in the open part of the stand and in the hook. So let's do this from the back side. The post bracket should always be installed through the back of the hook. It's a little hard here with the video, so I'm just going to do it the wrong way just to show you what goes on. You find the nearest hole in the hook. There, that one's close, so just slightly move the hook and it goes through. If I wanted an even steeper angle, I would change it to a different angle. I would pick different holes, adjust the angle slightly, and I'd have what I need. Now let's go ahead and do the installation correctly by putting the post bracket through the holes. It's important to use a spacer. This spacer that has the ball end at the end is the one to use. We do not want to use this one with the paddle end. The difference between these spacers is related to thickness. We want the thinner spacer. You put this thinner spacer on here, and what you'll notice with the spacers is it's allowing us to engage with not the first groove, but the second groove. There are 2 grooves here, 1, 2. We want to engage with the second groove, and that's what this thinner spacer allows us to do. So align the retainer with those posts, squeeze everything together in this direction, squeezing, and then slide, and you are done, and you are now ready to load your stand with your synths, of course, after you do the exact same thing on the other side of the stand.